I I guess the only appropriate thing to say after that is Om Jnana Timirandasya. Are there any questions?
Yes, Dayal Nitai from Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
What is the meaning of Siddha Deha?
Okay, by the way, don't private chat me because I won't answer. Friends. You have to private chat the operators. What is Siddha Deha? Well, what comes to mind is like one of Gurudev's Siddhantic jokes. We know that His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, as observed by Srila Swami Maharaj and others, he has this divine sense of humor that is laden with ontological concept. It's spiritually profound. So Western devotees have a tendency to say, Jai Mahananda Prabhu, why don't you just walk by and wave to the...
Because I'm giving my obeisances to you.
All right, well, then we're going to do this. There's Mahananda Prabhu,
Giving obeisances.
Jai, the secretary of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. All right. Okay.
I simply came to give my obeisances.
Okay.
Good to see so many devotees here.
Yes. We like seeing you too. Okay. Yes, yes. So, what was I saying?
Siddha Deha.
Oh, Siddha Deha. So sometimes the Westerners will say Siddha. Right? Siddha in Bangla means boiled, raw. Right? So Gurudev will, his joke is, they'll go, so-and-so Maharaj, he's a Siddha Purush. And Gurudev said, that means boiled man. Because they talk about this one. Everyone thinks he's, Gurudev saying, yeah, he's a boiled man. So Siddha has two D's, Siddha. Siddha Deha. So that means, as far as we're concerned, Deha here means body. It means the spiritual form, Swarup. Right? Jive Swarupai, Krishnara Nitidas, Muktir Hidvanid Rupam Swarupena Vivastiti. And also, by the way, if there are any questions that are not like in-house devotee jargon-oriented questions, let them rise to the top. And anyway, so Mahaprabhu once said about Ramananda Roy, said he has an aprakrita deho. You may think you're seeing a human form, a mundane body. He said he doesn't have a tinge of mundane desire in him. So that person who has a totally spiritual form, that's right, when possible. Are those other doors open? So it'll be good to use those when everyone in here, if you have to leave or something, try and go through there. Because now not only is it mosquitoes and stuff, but the solar-powered blades, when they turn, they also hum. Right? So like sometimes devotees, they'll read all these things about from the works of Bhaktivinoda Thakur or other places about how they should adopt some sort of internal spiritual culture in terms of their Swarup, the Siddha Deha. Rupa Goswami, Guru Maharaj, quoting Rupa Goswami, and says, until one has reached the stage of Bhava Bhakti, or very exalted, that means the preliminary stage of Krishna Prem, that such practices are not advisable. Because as long as one is riveted to the mundane form, which is anartha. Anartha, sometimes we think, that anartha means unwanted things. or bad things. Right? Anartha nivritti means the cessation of those things. But artha also means necessity. Artha also is rendered as meaning. So anartha means the wrong meaning, misconception. Guru Maharaj is of the opinion that in genuine Vaishnava culture, a Vaishnava will never think that they've achieved anartha nivritti. Right? They'll see themselves as disqualified. So as long as there is a tinge of misconception, then such things as siddha deha, it won't pass the giggle test for those who think they've achieved that. As Saraswati Thakur, and we're talking about, he had a disciple who was someone totally steeped in Sanskrit, sanskar, raised in a Vaishnava family, Vaishnava culture the whole life, impeccable character, impeccable practices, everything, and wanted to discuss the confidential works of Rupa Goswami with Saraswati Thakur. Right? Ujjal, Nilamani, etc. And Saraswati Thakur refused. Someone will say, but then if we don't do that, they'll go to the Babajis of Radhakund. Still he wouldn't discuss with him. Then that man, he left him for them. And Saraswati Thakur remarked, he said, oh, that man, in his private life, meaning his siddha deha, in his spirit, Guru Maharaj introduced this by saying, he said, whether you'll appreciate this or not, I don't know. He said, but our Guru Maharaj said, that man, in his private life, he's a lady. And by Krishna's connection, she became pregnant. That was his opinion of this man's siddha deho. So what to speak of others? Any other questions? Here, any question from anyone? Yes. Speak a little louder.
How do we practice Krishna consciousness without
Question is how to keep the pursuit of Krishna consciousness vital. Srila Guru Maharaj says, like the jet engine, it takes what's before it, which is that air, processes it, it comes out and creates momentum. Right? He's also said that water that flows is pure. Water that sits and stagnates contaminates. Right? So it means that there has to be some dynamic at hand. Right? So processing what is before us, and another example he gave, jujitsu, same thing. Negative forces are coming, take advantage of that and turn it into something positive. What does that mean generally? We say a progressive devotee, someone trying to be in a dynamic position. They deal with those things that are opposed to the culture of Krishna consciousness. The opposition. And the opposition, or those things which are opposed to the culture of Krishna consciousness, press one to examine, to go deeper and examine really, truly, substantially what it is.